Welcome to Reading Between the Lines with Roshan. In this video essay, we're going to pay closer attention to the first page of George Orwell's 1984 to understand how Orwell uses setting to introduce us to the problem in the narrative. Well, we already looked at that first line in a previous video. It was a bright cold day in April and the clocks were striking 13. The absurdity in the line gives us a hint to the problem you might discover in the later pages. One thing that Orwell does in this page is, he gives us readers a good glimpse of the place and character and lays down the foundation of what you might discover later in the novel. For instance, look at the issues that Winston deals with in this first page. Winston has varicose ulcer above his ankle and cannot climb up the stairs. The lift was never working in the best of times. There is no power during the day. Why? As part of an economy drive for Hate Week. There's also this huge poster on display with a description of the man whose eyes follow you about as you move. So we get a glimpse of the main character, an ordinary man with common issues, but you get a good glimpse of the place as well, and you realize that there is something off about the whole place. The place, Victory Mansions, could just be another building, but the world in which it is located is certainly different. There are so many subtle hints that Orwell drops in right in the first few paragraphs. I call these hints subtle because there is no tone of alarm or panic or hatred or any emotion. The tone is rather neutral, indifferent and impassive, and we get the idea that in the world where Victory Mansions is located, Hate Week is not only normal, but it makes sense. Orwell uses setting to demonstrate the theme of pervasiveness. In case you missed the Big Brother is watching you hint, there are other indications in the very next paragraph. There is the presence of the telescreen, which could be dimmed but not turned off. Again, the tone here is not overt, but rather subtle, which implies multiple things like Winston's resigned to the fate that nothing could be done about the telescreen even if he wanted to, that Winston and quite likely others were being monitored and watched carefully, that their freedom and movements were permitted only to a certain degree. Orwell goes on to establish this theme of surveillance through further descriptions of the place and with his choice of words. Notice these lines. Outside, even through the shut window pane, the world looked cold. Though the sun was shining and the sky a harsh blue, there was no color in anything except the posters that were plastered everywhere. Orwell is now directly telling you that this is not a place that you're already familiar with, and he's introduced the problem here that the society that Winston is part of has limited freedom. There is a second reference to the Big Brother is watching you line, which you will now definitely not miss, and the mention of the poster, and Orwell underlines the theme of citizens being scrutinized for every move they make. I'm going to end this discussion with this last paragraph. There is a description of the helicopter snooping into people's windows, which further drives home the point I've made throughout this essay. I like the last two sentences here. They're short sentences, and they're short to deliver a punch. These sentences make you, as a reader, ponder. The writer suggests that if you found the idea of the police randomly looking in at you from outside from your window rather shocking, he introduces you to the thought police and without even describing what they exactly do, indicates that these people are more dangerous. So there you go. There's a problem that Winston is going to face, and the foundation for that is set in the first page itself. The descriptions of the world outside, the insides of the building that smelled bad, the poster and the message, the little telescreen and the police patrol, all of these things give out the theme and introduce the conflict in the narrative. So the next time you sit down to write something gripping, you could take a leaf out of the first page of 1984 and realize that you could do a lot with your setting and tone to introduce the problem in your narrative. I hope you found this little session informative. Until next time, goodbye.